Hello students, welcome to my channel Jain Tutorials. So here I am with my next video, that is acid, bases and salts part 4. In this video I am going to explain you about what do acid and base have in common. So take a solution of glucose, alcohol, hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. Fix the two nails on a cork and place the cork in a 100 ml beaker. Connect the nails to the terminals of a 6-volt battery through a bulb and a switch as shown in the figure. Now pour some hydrochloric acid in a beaker and switch on the current. Repeat this with the sulfuric acid and glucose and alcohol. What do you observe? We observe that the bulb will not glow. But in case of acids, the bulb has glow. Why this is so? Now let's understand that when acids react with metal, it produces hydrogen gas. This is we have seen, and hydrogen seems to be common in all the acids. But whether all the compound containing hydrogen are acids? Let's find it out. For example, alcohol we have taken. The general formula of alcohol is C2H5OH. So it also contains hydrogen in it. Glucose, the general formula is C6H12O6. It also has hydrogen in it. And hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid are also having hydrogens in it. But we see that bulb is glowing only in the case of acids, in hydrochloric acid and in sulfuric acid. It is not glowing in alcohol and glucose. This means that these are not acids and they are not producing H plus ions. And because they are these compounds, alcohol and glucose, they are not splitting into ions. That is why the bulb is not glowing. So which ions the acid contains? When acid is dissolved in water, for example, you could see the molecule of hydrochloric acid here. When we dissolve the hydrochloric acid in the water, it splits up into H plus ion and Cl minus ion. H plus ion here is a cation and Cl minus ion here is a anion. Okay, so HCl when we dissolve, it produces H plus ion and Cl minus ion. Nitric acid when we dissolve, it produces H plus ion and nitrate ions. Sulfuric acid when we dissolve, it produces H plus ions and bisulfate ions, or it could produce 2 H plus ions and SO4 minus ion, that is sulfate ions. Acetic acid when we dissolve, it produces H plus ion and acetate ions. So here we are finding that H plus ions is common in all the acids. So the compounds which are able to produce H plus ions, these compounds are acidic in nature. That is why they show all those properties which we have learned about the acids. Now, acids require an aqueous solution for splitting. If it do not get the water, it do not splits into ions. Let's find it out with this activity. Take a boiling tube, and in this boiling tube we have added a sulfuric acid and a sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, the salt which is available in our kitchen. So we could put some acid to it. So what the reaction will take place? NaCl and sulfuric acid. These are the two compounds are reacting together. So Na as a cation will react with this anion. It will form sodium sulfate, and H and Cl will react together to form HCl. Now this HCl will be liberated as a gas. So this gas will be taken out from this delivery tube. Now to the mouth of this delivery tube, we have taken a dry blue litmus paper. But we have seen that this blue litmus paper is not turning into red. Although this HCl is an acidic gas, but still this paper is not turning into red color. Why this is so? When we have taken a moist blue litmus paper, then this blue litmus paper have turned into red. This shows that this gas is dry in nature and the paper was also dry. There was no water in both of these compounds. And when we have moistened this paper, then this paper have turned into red color. That means this hydrochloric acid have turned into red color because now in the presence of water, it has split up into H plus ion and Cl minus ion. So all the acids require a water and aqueous solution to split into ions. Whenever an acid is dissolved in water, it produces H plus ions and the anion. This H plus ion combines with the water and produce hydronium ion. So actually, when acid is dissolved in water, it do not produce just the H plus ions. It produces the hydronium ion, which is H3O plus. This is H2O, and to it the H plus also get attached to it. So it forms 3 hydrogens. That is why it gives this compound H3O, and plus is because of this sign. So this compound we get actually as a cation, and Cl minus remains as an anion. So the conductivity which we see in the acids, that is due to this hydronium ion. Now bases also conduct electricity. We have seen it in the property. Why this is so? Because bases also, when dissolved in water, they split into ions. So which ions? Like NaOH, it produces Na plus and OH minus. This is a hydroxide ion. This is a hydroxide ion. OH minus is a hydroxide ion. So we have taken a 2 electrodes, and between these 2 electrodes, if we have applied these 2 electrons with a battery, so we see that this NaOH compound start producing ions. It splits into Na plus and OH minus ions. So this is how it conducts the electricity. So let's learn what is common in the bases. If we are having NaOH and we dissolve it in the water, then this Na, it splits into Na plus and OH minus. If we take KOH, it splits into K plus and OH minus. If we take MgOH2, magnesium hydroxide, it splits into Mg2 plus and 2OH minus ion. That means hydroxide ion is common in all these bases. So all the bases contain hydroxide ion, or we could say that the compound which is having hydroxide ion is a base. Now, we should always take care of this thing when we prepare a solution of acid or a base. When we dissolve acid to a base, this is highly exothermic in nature, means it produces a lot of heat. So we should always take care while dissolving these two compounds. We should always add acid to the water slowly and dropwise with constant stirring. Why this is so? Because this is highly exothermic process. It produces a lot of heat. So when we add dropwise acid to it, whatever the heat is generated in this solution, that heat will be absorbed by the water. That is why we have to keep stirring this solution, so that the heat will be spread up in the whole water, and the water absorb that amount of heat. If we directly add water to the acid, so acid will not be able to absorb the heat. That is why it can give a burn, or it can splash out and burn us. That is why it's very cautious to take care of this thing, that we should always add acid to the water or base to the water, not directly water to the acid or base, because these reactions are highly exothermic. Now here I'm giving you some questions. Feel free to ask me if you face any problem, and subscribe my channel to keep watching my videos. Thank you all of you.